Hello friends, welcome to our channel Electrical Decodes. In this video, we are going to say about the general arrangement of capacitor bank. In the general arrangement, I have listed out the following main major things in the capacitor bank. In the first one, it is coming enclosure, and second, the disconnector switch, and third, ventilation fan. Fourth, we list out or I list out here power factor controller and detuned reactors and capacitor. These are the major things we are going to see in this video. So first of all, we start with enclosure. Enclosure is a well-finished freestanding metal box with the length of 10 centimeter. Okay, what is mean by well-finished? This is, I showed here the sample enclosure for your reference. This enclosure should be, as you see, this enclosure well painted and having a handle to open this door and having the length of 10 centimeter length here. It means the clear distance from the finished floor level to the uh, base of this enclosure box. We give one support that is called length. The size of this length is minimum 10 centimeter. So this is called enclosure. Size or depends upon the size of the capacitor bank. Okay. So we have to select the metal enclosure box as per the capacitor bank size. And the color and IP rating are as per the project specification. Okay. This color of the capacitor enclosure and the IP rating of the enclosure, we have to follow the project specification or the authority requirement. Authority requirement or authority regulations. Okay, second, a disconnector switch. Disconnector switch is it is a main breaker to connect with both power supply and capacitor bank. So as I see here in this image, here we have one switch. This is called switch disconnector or disconnector switch. So this switch, what the main purpose is, this RYB here mentioned this side, it will be connected to the power supply. That means a LV panel. And this another side, we have this, all the arrangements are related to the capacitor bank. So this will act as a main breaker to connect with the to connect the capacitor bank unit to the power supply. And the ampere rating of this switch will be as per the capacitor bank size. Okay, so as you see here, Yani, here we have used uh, 1000 ampere 3 pole switch disconnector we used for 425 kVAr capacitor bank. So in case of it is 300, maybe this disconnector switch will be 800 ampere. And if you go less than that one, the breaker size of the ampere rating of the disconnector switch will be vary. And the next slide, we are going to see the ventilation fan. So we need to maintain the temperature of the capacitor fan in the minimum rated value, because all the components are working inside is all sensitive relays and conductors and capacitors. All these components should not be get overheated. So for that reason, we are using ventilation fan to cool down the circumference of the accessories inside the capacitor bank. So see here, you can see two fans we fixed at this bottom area. And in these two fans here we called ventilation fan. So this area we fixed in the rear of this capacitor banks. Sometimes front also we can fix. Depends upon the capacitor location and the size of the capacitor and the reactors. We will propose these fans in the capacitor bank. The number of fans and the size of the fan depends upon the capacitor bank size. When the kVA rate is increasing, the size of the fan or the number of the fans quantity also will increase according to the capacitor bank size. Next, power factor control. This power factor controller is a control unit of the automatic power bank system. Okay, it is the control unit. How it is going to control the power factor? Okay, so in this slide, in this slide I show here when the power factor decreases, the controller activates the capacitor's internal position. Okay. In this, actually, this whole setup is connected to the power system. Power system means the supply system. Okay, this controller is what is the major purpose is it is this the sorry it is the controller always it's monitor the power supply when the capacitor when the power factor is reduced from this rated value. What it will do, and it will give command to this conductor and make this capacitor connected to the power system. So this capacitor will connect it to the power system. It will feed the reactive power to the system. It will compensate it's compensate that requirement, and it will improve the power factor. Based on this power factor requirement, when the power factor decreases, it will decide. This controller will decide how many capacitor has to be activated. It has to be turned it off. So this thing has been automatically controlled by this power factor controller. That's why we called this power factor controller as a brain of the capacitor bank. In the next slide, we are going to see about the detuned reactors and capacitor. Okay, as we know, we are using the AC power supply for our general purpose. So for our all the power systems are related to the AC power supply. AC power supply has so many semiconductor loads and inductive loads. Due to that load, there is a harmonic oscillation is generated inside the voltage waves. So that is called we are called that one is called harmonics. So due to this harmonics, the system will be unstable. So that instability we have to remove, we have to avoid from the system. So for that reason, we are using this filter. This filter is used to avoid the harmonics problems in the system. Which filter? This tuned filters. And there is a percentage, 5.7 or 7% like this, a detuned percentage is there. We will see in the next video for that one. This detuned reactors is used to avoid the harmonics problems in the system. So, and the last one, capacitors. Capacitors, I showed here, this all are the capacitors, and this capacitor are the sources of reactive power. This capacitor are the sources of reactive power to compensate the losses in the power system. What it the capacitor will do, this already have a static energy, electrostatic energy inside, and whenever the power controller give command to the conductor to get this power supply from this particular capacitor bank, then it will feed the power supply to the power system. I hope this video will give you the more information about the general arrangement of capacitor bank and how the capacitor bank is working. Please subscribe for more videos. Stay tuned. Thank you.